Pokémon Go, one of the most successful mobile games out there to ever release. But have you been thinking about getting back into Pokémon Go? Should you get back into Pokémon Go? And are you thinking about trying Pokémon Go for the first time ever? Well, to answer that, we have to go back in time to the beginning of Pokémon Go. Well, the history of Pokémon Go started all the way back in 2016. July 2016, that is to be exact. In July of 2016, Pokemon and Niantic have officially released Pokemon Go worldwide. The game has absolutely exploded in popularity, with nearly every person playing, making it one of the most successful games to ever release overnight. With people experiencing Pokemon for the very first time, and for old trainers like me, people who've been playing since the old days, we have been playing through it all. But nothing compared to what was about to be released. Coming into Pokemon Go was a whole new experience, making everybody a new Pokemon trainer. New Pokemon trainers were running through the streets, enjoying the life of catching Pokemon. The world was almost at peace for that first couple of months of Pokemon Go.
So we started talking, and then they showed up, and then we started talking, and we were just like, hey, we all play Pokemon Go. It's a Pokemon right there, and that's how we became friends, Pokemon Go friends. That's just how it is.
Although with everything good, the bad comes as well.
We're investigating the deadly shooting of a college student who was playing Pokemon Go near a popular tourist attraction.
Now to a brutal attack in Kissimmee. 3 men under arrest tonight. Police telling News 6 they attacked a group of Pokemon Go players.
A man and his son were sentenced today for an assault over a Pokemon game.
After these horrible events, playing Pokemon Go at night became nearly impossible. With the removal of being able to play regularly through the night, these changes would hold on even to these days. Which is why we don't have Team Go Rocket leaders, nor do we have raids going on at night. It is also the reason why we cannot play Pokemon while driving. It is way too risky, we shouldn't be doing that, but we can. And now what you think? Not playing while actually playing physically, but with the addition of the Go++ and other third-party devices accepted by Niantic, you are able to play while driving, while riding a bike, while doing pretty much anything without physically playing. Which makes Pokemon Go nearly an idle, or a game that you can play even while you work, not even having to look at your phone. So now let's fast forward to winter, December of 2016. During December of 2016, we have the first major event with the first costume event Pokemon, Pikachu with the Santa hat. Along with this event came eggs, which gave us the ability to hatch Pokemon such as Pichu and Togepi. Now comes Generation 2 Johto, the next release. So during the Johto drop, Niantic has decided to drop every Pokemon you can catch in Johto in one day. Yeah, they released all of Johto in one day, absolutely insane considering how we have to wait for new Pokemon to release right now. Right now we get about 5 Pokemons every few months, which is crazy considering they dropped 85 plus Pokemons in one night. Absolutely insane. Then it happened. It was released into Pokemon Go. They have finally done it. They released the thing that gets my blood pumping, serotonin flowing, and dopamine flowing. Shiny Pokemon. Shiny Pokemon were finally released into Pokemon Go. Well, one shiny.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Magikarp!
Carp.
Well, it's Magikarp. They decided to give Magikarp the first shiny release, which makes so much sense. If you don't know, let me explain it to you. In Pokemon Silver and Gold, which were the second generation of Pokemon coming to the Game Boy, they had released their first available guaranteed shiny Pokemon encounter, which was a Gyarados. You were able to encounter red Gyarados, So with Gen 2 releasing, I understand why they released the shiny Magikarp as the first available shiny. Absolutely genius idea of releasing Magikarp then and there. I gotta give it to them, they did this one amazingly. This was a great drop for them. Then the first major returnable event came to Pokemon Go, which is an event that we do every year now. And this takes us back in time to the good old prehistoric times. Yes, I'm talking about Adventure Week. The week where we are able to catch prehistoric Pokemons, aka fossil Pokemons, all over the wild, through research and through eggs. This was one of my favorite events to do this year. Shiny hunting all these fossil Pokemon was an absolute blast. I love this event. Alongside this, the new biggest Pokemon Go update has come. It was the release of Raids. Yeah, Pokemon Go Raids released in 2017 and it was amazing. This made July of 2017 one of the most popular and the best months of Pokemon Go's history. And then we got it. The actual biggest event to ever hit Pokemon Go. You know it, I know it, and to these people who don't know it, it is called Go Fest. Pokemon Go's Go Fest is the biggest event to ever hit Pokemon Go. The first one coming in the first anniversary of Pokemon Go, held in Chicago. This had thousands of players swarming the streets of good old Chicago. Chicago was filled with people just running around catching Pokemon. It was an absolutely insane time. With this, they released the first time a legendary they could catch off of raids, that Pokemon being Lugia. Lugia being the first Pokemon coming out of raids was absolutely insane, alongside Articuno. Yeah, you're probably thinking Ho-Oh, but no, it was Articuno. Absolutely random. Don't know why they put Articuno there with Lugia. You would assume it would be a Ho-Oh, its counterpart, but no. Until this day, Lugia still is one of the best Pokemon to use in PvP. Absolutely insane. And then we had a new event come, the first ever Safari Zone that hit in Japan. This event debuted another insane legendary. And if you guessed it, you guessed it, it was Mewtwo. One of the most popular Pokemons of all time. Mewtwo being one of the strongest and one of the most popular Pokemon made this one of the craziest events and biggest events to be a part of. So if you have the 2017 Safari Zone Mewtwo, that is probably one of the rarest Mewtwo's besides from Armored Mewtwo. And now we hit 2018, well, January of 2018, which released another major event that we all come to love and grind the heck out of every single time this event is going on. It was Com Day. Community Day is one of the biggest events to ever hit Pokemon Go. And why is that? Well, with Community Day, every month they release a new shiny Pokemon, and with that shiny Pokemon, you learn an exclusive move that can only be learned through that Com Day. And then in March of 2018, released a new feature / system to the game that made it so much more fun, giving us a lot more to do. It is the field research tasks and research tasks in general. This absolutely changed the landscape of the game, giving us missions and a lot more to do. Then came September of 2018, where something weird happened. Pokemon Go decided to release their first and only Pokemon that they have ever developed. Well, sort of. They decided to kind of tease the Pokemon as a little bolt Pokemon, but every time you caught it, it kind of changed into a Ditto. But not long after, in November of 2018, we got it. The release of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee alongside Meltan and Melmetal. After the release of Let's Go, we understand why Pokemon Go decided to wait on the release of Meltan. But to this day, Meltan is a very loved Pokemon, and a very good Pokemon at that. It even had a part in helping Ash finally win the championship. after 25 years, which is crazy. And we fast forward to July of 2019. Yeah, nearly a full year later. And no major update hit Pokemon. The release of Team Go Rocket and the release of Shadow Pokemon. And for the first few days of Shadows being released, there's kind of something going on that we don't have today. The ability to trade Shadow Pokemon. So if you have a traded Shadow Pokemon, I would not release it. That's as rare as it gets. Then something else hit Pokemon Go and the rest of the world actually entirely. And that is the pandemic. The pandemic changed everything for Pokemon Go and us players alike forever. Pokemon Go has released updates to the game to make it more accessible to everybody. As well as something else hit Pokemon Go, remote raids. Remote raids is the biggest update to Pokemon Go since raids initially came out, which was a huge update. So many people being obsessed with remote raids caused a third massive wave of Pokemon Go players coming back to Pokemon Go. Having people a way to play from home, which was absolutely genius part by Pokemon Go, but in the same time, not the smartest, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Well, alongside this came the removal of EX raids. Yes, the invite to special gyms is no longer a thing. It is absolutely gone, and hopefully gone for good. Then the summer of 2020 came, and of course, like every summer, there is Go Fest. But after Go Fest, they released something new this year. An event that actually overtook Go Fest. Yeah, an event that took over the biggest celebration in Pokemon Go and the biggest event in Pokemon Go. It's kind of the same event. It is called Global Go Fest. It is an event that happens worldwide, an event that everybody can take a part of. Global Go Fest is one of the best events and to this day the biggest event in Pokemon Go. Instead of having to travel and spend thousands of dollars, you could just pay a $15 ticket to enjoy the event alongside everybody else. Yeah, the event is available to everybody for only about $15, which is not too bad. It definitely beats paying thousands of dollars unless you love traveling and don't mind spending the money to do so. I thankfully had the pleasure of going to this year's Go Fest in New York City and enjoying Go Fest for the first time. And it was an absolutely amazing experience, something I believe everybody should try. I also got to meet other amazing content creators, such as Brendan Tan, which is one of the best Pokemon Go players ever, and Pokemon Master Holly. Absolutely, both were amazing people and I had a fun time filming with them. And it's an experience that I'm never gonna forget. And hopefully we could do something again in the future. As well as being able to film with many of you guys that I met out there, which was an amazing experience, meeting random people from all over the world and having you guys release a lot of my Pokemon, which was a lot of fun. And even though it had pained you guys more than me, but it's something I deeply enjoyed and memories that I will never lose and I'll have for a lifetime. But yes, if you're actually gonna get into Pokemon Go, in-person Go Fest is something I suggest everybody try at least once in their life. It's absolutely an amazing event, so much fun, especially traveling with friends and meeting and making new friends along your travel. It's absolutely a great time. And then after that, in August of 2020, we had a major release to this day, which is one of the best activities ever, which is Mega Raids. Yeah, we got Mega Pokemons into Pokemon Go, and one of the greatest things to do in Pokemon. Mega Evolution is a way to evolve your Pokemon one step further for a shortened period of time and giving it a massive buff in stats. It is great. The only downside is you can't use it for PvP. And also at the release of it, the system for it was not the best. And shortly after that, we had some major news from Niantic themselves. Niantic announced something massive. And this massive news hit the community. And hit all communities. And not in a good way. Niantic announced that they are removing a lot of the updates they did during COVID. But of course, the community was not going to let that happen. The trend of Hear Us Niantic went crazy worldwide with major amounts of frustration and protest. The backlash was so bad they quickly went back on what they said and kind of canceled their plans for reverting the updates. Eventually, a lot of the updates still got reverted back in the future, but we still have remote raids to this day, but not like how it used to be. Soon after, we got the update of being able to reach level 50. Level 50 finally came to Pokemon Go, which was huge for everyone. People were stuck on level 40 for so long that they had nothing else to do. People stopped playing, and people stopped caring. Then the beginning of 2021 happened, which released a new major event, pretty much to the size of GoFest itself. This event became very big and very popular in the community, and real quick too. This event started off with Kanto, being called the Kanto Tour. And now it's just pretty much the tour event, with every year being the next generation. This year we had the Senator, and during this event, every single Pokemon from that generation is available as a shiny. Shinies are one of my favorite things in the game, so this event is one of my favorite parts of Pokemon Go and my favorite events of Pokemon Go. It makes the game so much more fun, at least for me. I enjoy these events so much, especially when it comes to the shinies. I love the shiny Pokemon. I don't know why. It's just the best part of Pokemon Go for me. This year during the Senator, we also had a new debut. 2 new Pokemons. Well, not really new, but a new form of them. We had Origin Form of Palkia and Origin Form Dialga, with their signature moves, Special Ren, and Roar of Time. These 2 new moves made them the 2 new strongest dragon types in Pokemon Go, as well as they had a side effect to them. One being able to make items last longer, and the other one being able to spawn more Pokemon around you. Then in 2022, we had a new event release, which was another new big event to come to Pokemon Go, which is one that a lot of you guys would like, new and old. It's called Classic Community Day. Pretty much it's all the old community days coming back. We just recently had Beldum, where I was able to get my first ever shiny 100 perfect Pokemon, and to this day I am so happy about it. I named him Matundo, because Hundo is the way of saying 100 or perfect stats of a Pokemon. Then after that, we had a major revamp to the Mega system, which was absolutely amazing, and it's the Mega system we have today. Then one of the last updates was in July of 2022, the Daily Incense. This allowed the introduction of the Galarian birds and the introduction of a new legendary. One amazing legendary that to this day is one of the best, if not the best, in the Master League PvP. And I think everybody knows what I'm talking about. It's going to be complete form Zygarde. Zygarde being one of the best Pokemons. So it's a great release. Everybody was so thrilled until now, where that content is kind of dead. Everybody got their birds, everybody got their Zygarde nearly maxed out, but yeah, nothing really new happened since then. And then in May of 2023, we had the most recent major update, the release of Shadow Shiny Pokemon. Yes, for the first time ever, Shadow Shiny Pokemon released, and it was happening during raids, or through raids for that matter, and it was debuted to a certain Pokemon. The Pokemon everybody loves, of course, Mewtwo. Yeah, Shadow Shiny Mewtwo was available for the first time ever. I wonder how crazy people are going to get once Rayquaza gets a shiny shadow form. Yeah, that's going to be one crazy day. And now we're back in the present of September 2024 with the next major, and I mean major, update coming to Pokemon Go. That is Dynamax and Gigantamax. Yes, Gigantamax and Dynamax are finally coming to Pokemon Go. These are going to be as big as Megas coming out and Raids coming out, considering this is going to be different from Raids and Mega Raids. So, how is Dynamax and Gigantamax actually going to function? Well, obviously I don't know because it hasn't happened yet. but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be great, and if not, they're gonna update it to make it great. And then after the release of Dynamax and Gigantamax, this November, we're having a new major event. So yes, you still have time to join. There is a major event coming to Pokemon Go, a new one, just like Go Fest. Well, at least I think it's gonna be as big as Go Fest, the way they announced it. It's a new Safari event. I think it's gonna be like the Safari zones and stuff that released the debut of Mewtwo and other Pokemon. So this is not an event you guys are gonna wanna miss, as long as this is gonna be at least global. This might even just be the Safari event global version, where they bring all the Safari events together globally. I think that's a very high possibility of what's gonna happen. But what I can say from experience is that so far in 2024 has been my favorite year of playing Pokemon Go. So far 2024 had the best events for Pokemon Go, releasing Ultra Necrozma and the origin forms of the Gen 4 Legendary, as well as new events coming, Dynamax and Gigantamax coming, and so much more. We're only halfway through the year and the events have been crazy to this day, and I don't see them slowing down anytime soon. And the great thing about this game is it could be very free to play, and you could still be in the same kind of level as all these people who pay to play. Yeah, don't get me wrong, pay to play is great when you can do unlimited raids and raid all day, but being free to play is just as great. Like, you don't need to be doing 100 raids every day to get to the same level as these level 50 insane maxed out players. You guys still catch the same Pokemon, you guys still have the same luck when it comes to Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter. You get your free raid per day. I don't know how it's gonna work with Dynamax plus Gigantamax raids or whatever it's called, but I'm guessing you can get one free of those a day too. And with the research systems, you'll always have something to do, and you can always go shiny hunting. So there's always something to do in Pokemon Go, making it very free to play friendly, as well as a way to get free Pokecoins up to 50 cents per day for just playing. All you gotta do is battle a gym and leave your Pokemon there overnight for a few hours. So like I said, this game is very free to play and very convenient to all players, especially with still having remote raids available. But the remote raids are not unlimited anymore. We are down to only 5 remote raids per day, which I can't complain about. It's a good number. It's not too much and it's not too little. I think it's the right amount. And I know a lot of people hate on it and want the cheaper, unlimited remote raids, but honestly, I don't think they should do that. And you guys might hate on me in the comments for this, but you gotta remember, this game is made to be an outdoor activity. It's meant for walking and working out and meeting up with communities and engaging with people. It's not meant for sitting at home and being on your phone all day. It's meant to go out, be active, and meet people around the world. So that's my take on that. As well as one last thing, I think the PvP function is very fun. I love doing the PvP. I think it's one of the most fun things to do in Pokemon Go. So that comes to this question: is Pokemon Go worth playing? Is it still relevant in here in 2024? Well, to answer that, I can't answer that question, because the only person who can answer that question for you is you. What you gotta do is just go out and try the game. If the game is for you, it's for you. If not, that's fine. There's other games out there, and if you don't like games, that's all you. But I do suggest at least trying it out. Pick up your phone, download the game, and go outside and enjoy some fun cardio. And meet some amazing people that you never knew existed. And then once you have done that, come back to this video and let me know down in the comments. Did you enjoy it? Is this something you think is worthy of playing in 2024? Even though this game still has its problems, but it's still fun as heck. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please smack that like button, hit the subscribe button, and if you guys enjoyed this, check out my shiny only account playthrough. And you can also just click this random video down here. Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.